awkward time where I try to figure out if this is working, if this is not. So I wanted to do an Ask Me Anything. I think I'm on now. Hi, guys. Hello, anyone? Out if this is working, if this is not. Great. So I wanted to do. Let me mute this. I wanted to do an. There we go. All right. So yeah, there's always that awkward first few minutes. Gotta love it. So I'm Amaryllis. If you're here, you probably already know that. And I wanted to give you a little, I don't know, opportunity to like hang out, because I feel like I put classes out there and I like putting stuff on Instagram and I like hearing your questions and your comments. But I want to, like, as corny as it sounds, connect a little better. And so I just thought we'd just chat for half an hour here on this Saturday, only half an hour, because I know it's Saturday and it's precious time. But feel free to ask me anything you want about the projects I'm working on, or how I got to be an illustrator, or things I didn't really cover very well in my classes. I don't know what they are, but maybe you do. And whatever you want to talk about, I'm happy to answer. So I have the feed. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Nika. I hope I said that right. And so if your screen name is not really your name, I especially want you to say, hi, I'm so-and-so, because it gets kind of awkward. So Kiala, this is fun. Type in where you're from. Coming with a name like Amaryllis, I hope you don't feel offended if I mispronounce your name, because I get that a lot. So let me turn down my music here. Type in where you're from. I'm in Rochester, Minnesota, way up north. I could have calculated other time zones for you guys, but I thought, no, whatever, I'll make it easy for myself. So I was like, well, I should do something before anyone has any burning questions or anything they want to talk about. I hope you can hear me okay, by the way. And so I thought I'd share my blurb books that I got done for Surtex. So cool, Spain. Sharon and I have chatted before, so it's fun to see her here. And so I'm going to be doing Surtex. It'll be my first one. I've only made 2 books so far. Kayala, how's that? So I made these 2 books so far, Christmas and then other stuff. I think I might make some more books, because it's kind of A, addicting, and B, it's just so great to see the pieces in print. If you're not familiar with Surtex, it's the art licensing show, among others, but said to be the best in New York in May. And I have these books done so it's easy access when someone says, hey, what do you have for florals? And I can flip through and show them. So I know this is fun. I chose to do this on YouTube. I know that the live chat feature is, everybody's got their own thing. I find that on Instagram, it's fun to do tutorials that are live when you're, I don't know, have everything, all the things in the right place. But I like the chat feature better here, because they don't disappear on me. So hi, Julie from San Antonio. I used to live in Dallas. And yay, yeah, Surtex. So I'm just going to flip through the book, just be a teacher and have something to do. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen this. So, whatever. But unless anyone has any burning things they want to talk about, I thought it'd be fun to show you guys. So things that I learned from creating your blurb book. It's only called a blurb book because we often use a company named Blurb. Is that I felt like I had a lot of white space on these pages, and it actually looks really good. So don't trust the online preview. Sometimes that makes you think that it's going to look lame if you don't fill it entirely. But it's nice to have some white pages. I thought the animals deserved their own pages, since they got such a great response from you guys. You have no idea how much I use the feedback that I get on Instagram. So my llama. I'm surprised that he hasn't sold yet because I think he's pretty cute. So florals, and then this was kind of tricky because once I put them into 4 quadrants, you had a ton of white space, and I didn't like that so much, but I wanted to show them as big as possible. So here's that. I am going to do a handout for Surtex, Sharon. I think I'm going to, well, I know that I'm going to have little notebooks printed because I feel like I'm going to show how my stuff looks on something. I don't want to just give a sheet of paper to people with my work because I feel like that's only half the fun. The other half is actually seeing it as a thing. So I made a lot of those so that I can also sell them on my Etsy shop, and they'll be like little sketchbooks with little prompts and just something cute to put in your bag and be on your way. So yeah, hi guys. So hi Lisa from San Diego. Thank you. I don't know if any of you are going to Surtex, let me know. I got this tiny little booth. It's very quaint, but it's perfect for me because I wasn't planning on exhibiting. I was planning on walking the show. And I went to dinner. We went to dinner with some friends, and we were 2 couples, and the other husband was like, "So what are you gonna do?" And I said, "Well, we'll see New York, and I'm gonna walk the show, and I'll see what's out there, kind of get the vibe." And then he was like, "So what are you gonna do?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I haven't really thought about the touristy things. There's just so much in New York. I'm not even worried about finding that." And then he asked me again. He's like, no, but what are you going to do at the show? And I was kind of like, walk it, just like walk it. And it kind of bugged me, and it got me thinking. And I thought, I preach that I learn by doing. So I'm just gonna do it if that's okay with my husband. I kind of botched up our vacation there, but I'm excited. So I got this very small booth. It's an option for first timers. I call it the lemonade stand. It's like a trifold behind me and a tiny podium in front of me. But I think it'll be just perfect for the amount of time that I have to whip it up, and I still want to, not stress out too much about it and enjoy my time. So I'm excited about it. So this will be on YouTube forever until I take it down. So there will be kind of a replay, Julie. So yeah, my husband has been so supportive. There's not really a way that I could do this if he weren't backing me and giving me time and playing with our boys and listening to me rant about the same thing over and over again, basically whatever I'm up to. So he's great. So here's my Christmas one. This, after I'm done with this, it'll be the end of show and tell. So I have it like this because I'm going to display it like this, but then you'll have to turn it when you open it. It's okay. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the illustration business, half of what is sold is Christmas. So it's kind of a big deal. And I heart Christmas. I really liked this one, and I feel like the transparency of those triangles is not showing through as much as I would like. But it's surprising too what can be really complex, and yet what is simple often stands out. I don't know, you guys can chime in on which you like best. I think most of you are on Skillshare. I think. Let me read what Julie said here. Thank you, Ashanti. And Julie was saying, can you please take a lot of pictures and videos so you can feel that we're at Surtex? Yes, and you know what? There are a lot. I'll see what I can do. I'm not as I don't think I'm as good as keeping in touch with you guys as some other artists are, but it would be fun. It would be fun to like go through the nerves and go through the excitement, and even, you know, if there's disappointment and letdown, that's okay. That's part of the journey. And I think that we need to share that kind of stuff and be honest about it. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So cool. So I'm guessing that most of you are from Skillshare just because that's where I announced it in advance. But anyway, I'm sticking to this page a little too long. Here we go. A little more traditional, a little more green and red. So as I was preparing for Surtex, this is my first trade show. I was a little worried that I knew I had a lot of work, but I didn't know exactly how much until you have to actually put yourself out there in a different way. My website was a great way to realize where I was professionally. Showing someone else your work when you're super excited about it, and then you show someone else, you almost feel like you can absorb some of their thoughts and impressions. Teaching has been great for me to kind of take a pulse for where I'm at and what is trending, what people want to know, what's cool. So I think we've got 2 more pages here. A lot of these are older, and by older, I think like 2 years old. But I think 3 out of 4 of those trees and 1 of these trees has been licensed. But the great thing about licensing is once it's been licensed, it expires, and then you can put it back into your portfolio and sell it again. I forgot to show the back of this one. It was do you guys see everything backwards, or is it just me? It was the project that I did for Omar Wynn's Skillshare class. It was a recipe for pina colada. So thank you, Julie. So I'm so happy to hear that I inspire you guys, because I am really inspired by so many people, and I know what that feels like, and it's huge. It's not just it's no small thing. It's a big deal. So I'm glad that the writing is right way. You can read that. I'm just looking at my own camera and it's backwards, but cool, good. So yeah, I heard that a lot of you guys are from Skillshare. I heart Skillshare. It's how many classes do I have there now? 12. And I'm totally open to hearing your feedback. This month, I'm going to be up to my eyeballs with the Huge plus Surtex plus spring is always the busiest time in illustration because it is the time when manufacturers, companies are looking at Christmas and not just Christmas designs, but just a lot of things that sell because that's when a lot of things are sold. So it's a super busy time. So I won't be creating a class this month, but I wanted to let you know that I'll be doing a workshop. So I'll set up a workshop. If you haven't done a workshop on Skillshare before, it's time constrained. It can be across all the classes. In other words, I'll tell you, hey, let's take this class or listen to this segment over here, and we can pull from different parts of what I've already taught on Skillshare and create a new project that's fresher. And the workshops tend to be smaller, so we get to interact a little more, which is kind of something that I'm really looking forward to. Something else that's fun with workshops is that there's often a prize and incentive at the end. Skillshare is so great about creating incentives, and I've responded well to them. Actually, I started teaching on Skillshare through a contest, and it was like, do your first class, be the new teacher winner for the month of, I think it was July. And that really propelled me to just like do it, for one, something that I've been planning to do, and to, I don't know, do it well, get to know the system, get to know other people's classes. And I just want another contest. These are just this one was just random. And I got just a bag full of winter happy prizes. I forgot how you pronounce it. Okay, Hygge. How do you pronounce that? This phenomenon of making your space cozier so that you can deal with winter. It's a Norwegian thing, I think, or Swedish. So Scandinavian. Anyway, so anyway, I won that contest, and so I'm still working on what prizes would be fun. I've done one workshop before where we were creating an alphabet in watercolor, and the prize for that was your design printed on a mug and 1 year of premium membership at Skillshare. And I think there might have been something else, but those were definitely the two. And so this month, this workshop, I want to have the 1 year premium membership at Skillshare. I know that if you're already on Skillshare, it might not be super handy to you, or you can add it to the amount of time that you already have a membership, or if you have a buddy that you would love to take online classes with that just hasn't, bit the bullet and signed up for Skillshare, then you can re-gift it. So that'll be one of the prizes. I'll throw in one of those journals, those little sketchy journals, and you're welcome to tell me what you'd like. I'm happy to give away a sketch, watercolor, something. I love receiving art and giving art, and it's just fun. So if you have any ideas, let me know. To respond to the questions about the books I showed before, yes, they're for the show, so I can display what it is that people might be asking for, might need. And thank you. I'm so glad that my classes help other people teach. That's so exciting. And what was Julie saying? I would love for a prize, a bit of one-on-one critiquing and advice on our work. Sure, we could. I should be taking notes. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you guys are interested in joining the workshop. I like that it's smaller. I like that it uses, any of the information that's in the classes I've already created. I want to create kind of a roadmap to understand the classes that I've taught, to help you figure out which ones you might be interested in beyond just like the cover image. So I'm writing down prize ideas. So one-on-one, that's easy to write. Perfect. So anyway, do you guys have any questions? Did I forget anything? I probably did. So we are all still learning to wrangle watercolor, so no worries there. I think it would be fun to cover some of the, common weak spots for newbies, the things that you're trying to get a grasp on. Watercolor Story, which was my class that I launched in January, had some of those things, like water control and paint quality. Those are common issues that newbies face, and trying to navigate what exactly would be the best thing. So what would you suggest for designers just starting out on how to get their work in front of companies/agents? How to get it in front of them. I'm reading the book, shoot, I wish I had it here, Show Your Work, which was a follow-up to Steal Like an Artist. I haven't read Steal Like an Artist, but if you can imagine that bright yellow cover, you might know what I'm talking about. I think it's funny because there is no formula, but there are just a lot of ways. And I think that that's kind of goes hand in hand with being an entrepreneur. There's a lot of things that you could do, and it's overwhelming, and you want to know, well, which one is worth my time. To list a few, I know that some illustrators they draw and cook and post on there, or post on blogs like that, that they just want eyeballs on their work. When I'm looking to pitch to a specific company, then I go to LinkedIn and I find out who they are and who I need to talk to. If we have not done work together, it's not ethical for us to become LinkedIn buddies. So I will then have to do further digging to try to figure out what their contact information is. And my general email is, hey, I'm Amaryllis and I do this, and I just want to get your eyeballs on my work. Thanks for taking the time. Here's a link to my website. Let me know if there's anything you like. The end. So that's what I do. And I think the response rate is 2 out of 10, which is pretty low, but it's also really good when you get those 2 responses, when you know that you actually hit the person that you wanted to talk to, and you're not just throwing it out into the world and hoping that somebody who has art buying power will see it. So that's, I think, the most targeted strategy. Always have a website, always use Instagram. On top of that, some people are very keen on Pinterest and Twitter and Facebook. I think that when it comes to a visual medium, Instagram has been the go-to, at least for the moment. That is, a great place to start. So there's that. There's also going to these trade shows. When you go to these trade shows, you actually get a lot of opportunities to get contact information, not just by the people who stop by, but you have a way to get lists of companies, of contacts, and you have to pay for that. That's not part of the deal. But just to say that those do exist. If you're looking into editorial illustration, there are ad bases for that. So I say ad base because I think that's what it's called. Databases where these companies, their mission is to basically keep up with who is who to contact in these different publications. And for a monthly fee or an annual fee or whatever it is, you pay for a segment of their list, their contact list. So those do exist. I find that Joan Behringer's blog has been really great in figuring out what are different companies that I'd never heard about. A lot of, especially with stationery or I don't know, bigger manufacturers, I don't even know their names because they're not big names like, say, Papyrus, but they might be big companies. They're just more on the distributing side, and they're the ones who are buying the work. So then her blog has been great for me to just be aware of other companies out there. So I hope that answered some ideas on how to get your work in front of people. A lot of people tell me, wow, you have so much work, and it is, but when someone sends you an email or stops you and says, what do you have for Father's Day? It's like, whoa, okay, that really narrows it down. And so there's traditional Christmas, there's contemporary Christmas, there's, neon Christmas. There's Christmas for her, Christmas for him, Christmas for kids. And so there are so many different categories within these big umbrellas, and you don't have to hit them all by any means. But just to give you an idea that your portfolio should be diverse and show that you can at least get there. So maybe I don't have food packaging, but I can show you paintings of food that I've done, so you can see that I can do that. I can go that way. So I'm glad you guys are finding this useful. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's a little dusty, but then whenever I post something, then you'll see it. I like to post just trailers to Skillshare classes or tidbits that might supplement those classes. So yay. Thank you for posting Joan's blog, Ashley. That was helpful. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Debbie. Oh my goodness, we only have like 5 minutes. So I feel like we barely started, but I didn't want to make a long chat on a Saturday. Here, the weather's pretty nice. Anything above 50 is really nice in Minnesota. So it's good chatting with you guys. And oh, funny, you can put the whole link there. I think, yeah, if you scroll through and you find in the live chat what Ashley wrote, at least spelling Joan's name correctly, that's half the battle. So, oh, Debbie, yay, somebody's going to come see me at Surtex. That's fun. We'll have to chat offline on Instagram or something about where you'll be and all that kind of stuff. So like I was saying, I'll be in the design district, which is basically the first timers area. You could, as a first timer, do a larger booth, but I chose to do a smaller booth, and I'm actually not even going to be there to set it up. Like that's how I wasn't planning on doing Surtex. I'm going to have some friends who are doing the National Stationery Show set up my booth, and then I'll arrive really early on Sunday to get going and make sure that everything's perfect. So, great. Did you mention how you scan your artwork and show on your website? Yeah. So I actually get a lot of questions for that, and that's on this YouTube channel, and it's also on Skillshare, but it's not. It's in 2 places. There is a tutorial I did for Skillshare that they asked me to do, and I think it's 4 minutes long. And so that's under tutorials, and you can find it there. You can find that same tutorial here on YouTube. Also, as part of a Skillshare class, which one was it? Oh my goodness, I have so many classes. I'm trying to remember which class I covered scanning in. I touch on it in several classes. I want to say, was it watercolor story? No. The Etsy one. Yes. Yeah, set up shop. If you look up set up shop, I talk about scanning your work and cleaning it up in Photoshop and even playing with the colors a little bit to keep it on trend. That's where it is. So yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I saw someone say that I should show how to paint animals. So that would be great. There's so many things that I told myself, oh, I just don't do that. I don't do that. And animals was one of those things. Florals was another. and those are like wheelhouses for me now. So portraits were something I've always done, but felt intimidated by, and now I'm taking, this will be my 2nd year of doing a dozen portraits for our local TEDx conference. So yeah, animals is something that would be easy for me to teach because it's something that I actually had to learn myself. So animals, cool. Now I have a question with the animals though. You guys saw my giraffe and my zebra. You can go cutesy with animals. You could do little, minimal lines, not very well rendered, just cute animals. Or we could do, I don't know, more realistic looking animals. I by no means try to paint like, I don't know, a realist, but I work somewhere in between. I suppose that's what I should show, but sometimes I do little cute ones too. So let me know which ones you guys prefer to learn. All right. Yes, the same principles do apply, but there's something about actually learning it step by step, isn't there? So I'm glad you liked expressive little faces. This is going so fast. Here we go, Sue. That's one of my most popular ones, and I get it. I get that it's intimidating to do faces, and I'd like to do a more realistic portraiture class. That would be fun too. So animals would be amazing. You're writing a children's book, yay! About animals. Show us your animal examples. Your kitties and dog portraits are great. I would love the simple yet charming vintage look. Somewhere in between. I'll show you real quick, at least the animals I have printed here, right here. Expressive little animals. Would that be fun? All right. Sorry. That's okay if you misspell my name. It's like, I see a capital A and some letters after it, and I think, yeah, that's my name. Okay, go on. Do you offer collaboration with artists for a fee, coaching, work one-on-one kind of thing? Yeah, let's talk. I haven't set up a system for that, but I have done that from time to time. So upon request. I'm so glad that Expressive Little Faces helped you, Kimberly. It's funny. I was on a podcast about teaching on Skillshare, and that class came up, and he said, you know, do you show how to do all these faces? Do you show right away? And I was like, no, I don't think it's till video 7, because once you break it down, it's a lot less scary. It's not that scary to do a face. You see a million of them every day. It's the hard thing is, yes, making them look like so-and-so. But if you just start getting the mechanics of what a face looks like and the variations thereof, it's a lot easier. So let me show you the animal samples. Again, so there's my super colorful zebra. I was a big Lisa Frank fan as a kid. I think you can tell. And here's a giraffe. I like the giraffe, even though you can't see the giraffe's mouth. It's kind of like flapped. But that's how it is. All right, and then here's a dog and a cat. This is Pasha and Toulouse. That's Pasha, that's Toulouse. This is a bush baby. I've never seen one in my life, but my friend Lindsay, who's been to Africa a couple dozen times, I think, sent me pictures for references. And this is more of a simplified, cute approach to an animal. We'll see if I can find any more in this book. So, yeah, they are printed. This is basically like a glorified photo book, but with art. So I got this from blurb.com. So here is my llama and the squirrel. These were supposed to go together. I'm not sure they do, but it's all good. And my goodness, if you've been on Instagram this last month, yes, I do butterflies. I know I'm on a butterfly kick. I just like them. That's all I'm going to say about that. I think it's time to sign off. Yeah, with faces and animals, the 3/4, that's hard. I get that. Yes, I heard about April the giraffe who had her baby. I heard about it through Facebook. I honestly didn't know who April the giraffe was until I heard that she was having a baby today. So how cute is that? I've always wanted to go to that giraffe bed and breakfast somewhere in Africa. I don't even know, but I've just seen pictures and I thought I want to go to there. So I'm looking up animals in here. So while I'm looking it up, sorry. Oh, I should probably, yeah, good idea. I should link that. My Instagram handle is Watercolor Devo. So that should be kind of easy. So reindeer. Can you see? Yes, you can. So I go by the handle Watercolor Devo because it's actually how I started painting again. It's a term I made up for when I would paint during my what we call quiet times, Christian devotion times, when I'm reading the Bible and I'm just like trying to soak in what I'm learning, then I'd paint. And it came after a time that I didn't paint for a while. I had gotten burnt out on design, and I was just too focused on the final product. Like, every stroke is burdened by, is this going to be good, and is this going to be what I want it to be? And something about having a baby and doing that during those times that helped me just break that, and just paint without expecting even to show it to anybody. So I tell my husband, yeah, I did a watercolor Devo today, and that's why I go by that screen name. A little confusing, but you'll get the hang of it. Watercolor Devo equals Amaryllis. So there you go. So thank you, guys. I will take one more question. Thank you. I think somebody did put a link. Oh, links aren't enabled in the chat. Maybe I could put it in the description. That'd be smart. I can do that. So yeah, thank you, guys. This has been really fun to connect with some of you. Yeah, Sue, so there's a watercolor kit that I sell on my website that has the paints that I like to use, Mission Gold. And there's 2 kits, and they're different color sets. I have my friend, I don't know, partner, helper, assistant. We haven't really established her title in Chattanooga, who ships those out for me, as well as my prints. And she has 2 sets, and for the sake of not, I don't know, trying to figure out inventory, I haven't listed them. When you receive them, you will get a chart that explains each color. Generally, it's just one color of the rainbow. It just depends whether you get, CAD red or permission, or lemon yellow versus permanent yellow. But yeah, it's a kit that actually I talk about in the class, Start with a Shape, because that's when I really started to take my sketchbook and my paints everywhere. And I wanted to make that easy for everyone else too. So thank you, guys. Instagram, yes, Watercolor Devo. What is the best way to get in touch with me? I do respond on Instagram. My email is watercolordevo@gmail.com. Never paid for an email address. I just kind of feel like it's fine. Trends. Thank you, Sharon, for offering an opportunity to plug my metallics class. Yes. It's funny. You paint whatever you want and you add a little metallic to it. Trendy. It's right there. Yeah, so trends, definitely metallics. And you know what? When I come back from Surtex, I will have had soaked in so many trends. I wonder how I'll put it out there, whether it be on Periscope or do another live chat like this. You guys tell me what you prefer, if you like Periscope, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live. It's kind of overwhelming. This works for me because I can see myself, I can see the chat, and it's not like covering my face, but we should talk about trend when I get back. I'm obviously greenery being the Pantone color of the year. I think that mint greens aren't leaving anytime soon. And the pale blush corally color that was in season last year, we saw it carry over from the year before, which was an indigo blue, navy blue with that kind of sherbet color. It went on to last year, and I don't think it's going to go away this year. So I'd say that those are definite trends. What animal will be the trend of the year? I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've gone from like owls to elephants to giraffes, and what is the animal of the moment? The unicorn, maybe. So I will think through coaching and pricing. I could easily host that on my website. Thank you guys for nudging me to do that. There are so many things you can do, and it's good to know what you guys are looking for. it's like, oh yeah, sure, I could do that. I could do animals. Sloths, yes, big deal. Sloths are a big deal. So thank you guys. I think you can still chat a little bit, at least add comments. If you think of anything else, don't worry, I will read it. I will read it. And yeah, stay in touch. I really like community and supporting each other and all those cheesy things, and not just pumping things out and hoping that they pass or fail. I hope that they're helpful, and see you guys. Thanks for stopping by and chatting with me. And hopefully I'll see you in the workshop in Skillshare. There, I did my plug. Okay, we're good. Bye.